Square One. For those of you who don't know, Square One is a part of the Mid-Continent Public Library system. We help entrepreneurs and business owners get started and leverage their business. We also do some professional development. We have Nina Higley here in the front row. She is our professional development guru. We have so many different resources in the library, so if you haven't been to your public library, please make a visit. It's amazing. I personally work as the social media specialist there, helping small businesses learn how to use marketing to leverage their business. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. I get to meet with so many different unique individuals and learn what their pitfalls, what their fears are, and how we can overcome them. And that's kind of how I've designed this class today, is to be around most of those issues that people are expressing to me when it comes to marketing via social media. There are so many good things when it comes to using your social media for marketing purposes. Whether we like it or not, social media is becoming a part of our daily lives. It is definitely cultivating community and connectivity. It's given us a platform for self-expression. It helps us network from honestly the comfort of our PJs, which I, for one, am a huge fan of. Love that. So today, I want to go ahead and get started by kind of talking over how we can understand the full social media landscape, how we can navigate the challenges and risks associated with marketing via social media, how you can leverage social media for personal and professional growth, and how to develop a positive social media mindset. Now, how many people here struggle with using your social media for your business? Wow, that's a lot. Okay, well, hopefully you can grab a little nugget today to take with you that makes it just a little bit easier. So step one, in my theory on how to fix the problem, right, is understanding the social media landscape. How we're going to do that, though, is we're going to take a journey back through time, and we're going to talk a little bit about the history of social media and how we got here. Now, we have a whole bunch of different age groups in the room today, which is lovely. So if you have experience or are familiar with any of these platforms, I want you just to raise your hand when you talk about them, when I mention them. Not going to age you, I'm just warning. So, the first one we have down here is the bulletin board system. So, in the 1970s and 1980s, hey, we got the band, love that. We had the bulletin board system. Now, this was like fresh to the internet being created, right? It was a way to communicate via text-based messaging on an electronic bulletin board system. Now, this blew everybody's minds, right? It's phenomenal. It's so great. We used this as a springboard into everything else that followed. 1997, which is like almost 20-year difference, right? We had 6 degrees. Anybody here? 6 degrees? Yeah? Yeah, okay. So this was the actual first networking site. I see that was. It was a site where you were able to create profiles, and you were able to connect with friends, so revolutionary. We also use this kind of as a building block to what we see today. In 2002, we had Friendster. Anybody familiar with Friendster? Okay, I see you. Awesome. Okay, so Friendster was the emergence of the modern social media networking platform. It allowed you to connect with friends. You were able to share updates and build that social graph. And 2003 was a huge year for social media. Come on in. Hi. In 2003, like I said, it was a big year for social media. We had MySpace, which I'm a MySpace generation. I love MySpace. I love the fact that you were able to publicly rank your friends. Oh yeah. It was a real trip. It was a ride back then. We also have LinkedIn, and now LinkedIn is still around, which is crazy, right? It really just evolved into this thing. That is one of the only networking sites for professionals, still to this day. So amazing. I love to note that. LinkedIn is the grandfather of social media. In 2004, we had Facebook, which I know I'm a millennial and I should not say this. Instagram should be my favorite platform, but I love Facebook. I love everything about Facebook. It was actually designed for college students, though, and then rapidly gained popularity across the world, globally. Now, you're able to connect with friends. It pioneered features like the like button, so you're able to like people's posts now and engage with others, which revolutionary, right? We should have been able to do that back in MySpace. I just like your top 5 friends. After that, we had YouTube in 2005, which is still around today as well. In 2006, we had Twitter, which is kind of still around, I guess. We call it X. In 2010, we had Instagram, and this focused on visual content. So it allowed users to share photos and then later on videos, and it was known for its filters and attracted that younger generation. It still does, technically. Does anybody remember when they switched from like it being a photo platform to videos and everyone just like lost their minds? Oh yeah, we love that. Evolve or die, right? Sorry. There we go. Okay, in 2011, Snapchat came around. And this popularized stories, which was later adopted by all of the other platforms. So I think it's important to note that I also love Snapchat. Shameless. Love Snapchat. In 2018, we had TikTok, and this was created for short form vertical videos. Say that one 3 times fast. It rapidly gained popularity, emphasizing creativity and user-generated content. This is still very popular with that platform. Also, when it first got started, it was based on like doing challenges. Do you guys remember any of this? No. Yeah, like the ice bucket challenge. Love that. Over the years, though, social media has absolutely evolved. It's incorporated features like multimedia sharing, live streaming, collaborative content, and it's shifted to mobile devices. So it's mobile-centric now, right? Which has kind of expanded the reach. So now we're able to have everyone sitting in this room, they have a cell phone, and on your cell phone you're now able to access all of the platforms. This is incredible, and it means incredible things for your business. Think about that. So I want to share some crazy statistics with you. But I know it's like right after lunch, so I want to get you guys' blood pumping. So if you looked at a social media platform today, and it doesn't matter which one it is, stand up.
Does the app count?
It does, yes, it does. It is a social media networking site. It absolutely counts. Now look around the room. Do you see how many people are standing next to you? Okay, you guys can have a seat. Here are our statistics for the day. Over 5 billion people in the world use social media. 5 billion. 300 million of those people are located in the United States. Now let that sink in. The U.S. population is like a little over, and don't fact check me, 341 million people, right? So that means that over 90% of the total U.S. population is actively using social media. 74% of that being Facebook. That's crazy. That's insane to me. So, it's time to go over the positives to using social media to market your business. right? Because there are a lot of good things that you can use social media for right here, right? We can connect with people, right? So we can stay connected with friends, fostering relationships no matter where you're at in the world. We can share information and raise awareness for subjects that we're passionate about, right? We can network, and it provides professional opportunities for us. We talked about LinkedIn a little bit, professional networking site. You're able to connect, building community and building support, so you can connect with like-minded communities. Does anybody here a part of purely online Facebook group that you only connect with on Facebook, like a mom's group or something? Yeah? Yeah. So a ton of people are already connected right here. It's educational, so you can share educational content, tutorials. I'm not going to lie to you, if there was a degree for using YouTube to find answers for things, my husband would absolutely have that. The amount of time that man spends on YouTube. And it also amplifies voices, so it gives you a platform to be heard and seen. So it can be good for so many things. So many things. With the good comes the bad. And I feel like this is important to talk about, especially when we're focusing on the mindset of using social media, right? Because it can be a really dark place. It can be a really hard place to navigate. There are mental health concerns associated, with using social media. So it's linked to anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. The pressure to curate the perfect content, it can be overwhelming, and it can cause a lot of problems, right? There's cyberbullying and harassment. That's intense. I know, the younger generation that grew up with social media and having access to the internet, that's a huge problem right now. There's privacy concerns. You can inadvertently share your information and not even know you did it. So the other day, I was selling something on Facebook Marketplace, right? And the person's like, oh, hey, I really like that item, I'm gonna buy it from you, but I'm gonna Venmo you. I'm gonna Venmo you ahead of time to pick up the object. And I was like, cool, love that. Send me the money. And they're like, well, I need your email address first to Venmo you. And I was like, no. If I didn't know any better, I absolutely would have given them my email address, right? But I'm like, I know you don't need my email address to Venmo me money. Send me the money. But that's just an easy way that they can kind of snake in there, get that information, and then now they have access to other accounts. So it's important to kind of have literacy when it comes to working with these things. There's the spread of misinformation. Now this can be the conduit for the rapid spread of fake news. And I think we saw this pretty clearly with this last election that just came up, right? I think everybody here is seeing some sort of propaganda or fake information being shared across different platforms. We can experience filter bubbles and echo chambers. Now this is when that algorithm that personalizes your content gets stuck, right? So then it starts showing you the same thing over and over again. Now I'm going to tell a story about my coworker, and I'm not going to name names, okay? Privacy, right? But they like this certain celebrity, and they research this celebrity quite often, and now all of a sudden, everything on every platform is just of this one celebrity, right? So it's like, wow, that right there is a perfect example of a filter bubble. It gets stuck. There's also a comparison culture, and I think I said this earlier. Social media may foster a culture of comparison leading to self-doubt. So that pressure to curate the content or be like those content creators can be super intense, right? It can be scary and it can be overwhelming, right? So this leads into step 2, right? Now we know the good, we know the bad. Step 2 is how we're going to leverage our social media for our personal and professional growth. So step to this, right? We're going to have I'm a step within a step kind of person. I am a to-do list, like if I did something and it's not on my to-do list, I write it on the to-do list, right, just so I can mark it off. That's what I am. So here's a little guide to help you build a positive social media presence, right? So first of all, and every single marketing person out there, like there's a few in here. Raise your hand if you're in marketing. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Okay. They can attest that before you can start marketing your business, you need to build your brand, right? You need to have a business plan, and you need to know who you are before you do anything related to public marketing. So step one, we're going to define what our values are. We're going to define what our passions are, and what is your mission. So what is important to you? Why is that important to you? And what do you want others to know about that? I feel like I need to repeat that one more time because it is very, very important, right? What is important to you? Why is that important to you? And what do you want other people to know about that? So once you do that, once you have that written down, you believe it, you breathe it, you live it, that's when you get to go and do the fun stuff, the creative stuff, where you create your logo, your colors, and the rest of your brand kit. Now I'm going to tell another story about this. I love the stories today. I'm doing great. I work with a lot of new business owners, right? For Mid-Continent Public Library. It's amazing. But one time, I was sitting down in this meeting, and she was like, I'm working on rebranding. She goes, she's a holistic practitioner. She's like, I love the colors pink and yellow and purple and just those bright colors. She goes, but my values and what my business is I want people to feel grounded and peaceful. And I was like, well, that's contradictory right there. Like, the pinks and the yellows, that to me, that screams enlightenment, right? So if you're focusing on peaceful and grounding, you don't want your colors to be enlightenment and energy. You want it to be those greens and browns and reflect what your business is, right? So we changed it. But after you do that, you do your logos, colors, styles, and your fonts. You want all of your brand to be consistent. And I'm going to probably say that. You guys are going to get tired of me saying that. Be consistent. I found a sticker that earlier. I said, be consistent. Also, I totally missed that entire first part, right? Right here, you see this big niche down. Niche down. Whatever you niche down, right? So you want to find what sets your business apart from every other business out there. Right? We had, how many, raise your hand again if you were in marketing? We had all these marketers out here, right? So what sets your marketing business apart from the other 12 people that were sitting next to you? Raise your hand. Right? Because why do I want to use you versus your neighbor? Like, why would I not just use him? What sets you apart? Why do I want to use him? So niche down. There you go. Once you do that, and you're needing help with building a logo, we have a ton of graphic designers here locally. But if you're not looking for that and you just want to play around, here are some of my favorite resources. You have Fiverr. Somebody I know just used Fiverr. And I think they paid like $75, got a brand kit in like 48 hours. So super easy to use. Canva. I'm not sponsored by Canva, I wish I was. I love Canva. It's great. We were just talking about Canva earlier. Love Canva. But Adobe Express right here is giving it a run for its money. But you can use all of these sites to create your logo and your brand kit. When it comes to branding, it's important that you have a clear message, right? And you want to optimize your profiles to reflect that. So we have this lady over here. Her name's Jane, right? And Jane is doing it right. She has a clear, very beautiful picture of her. And her bio is clear and concise. Hi, my name is Jane. I'm a small business owner. What's up, Jane? I look at your profile, right? And then over here we have Dwight Schrute. Are there any Office fans? Yes! I'm with my people. Yeah, so we have Dwight Schrute looking pretty grumpy. The picture's kind of grainy, right? Doesn't look great. And then his bio says, me think, why waste time, say a lot word when few words you trick. Not very clear, not very concise. Doesn't tell you what he does. So when it comes to your profiles, I mean, I know everybody here has seen that profile that you're like, what are they doing? Why does it look like that? You want your profile to look like this, right? So people click on your profile and you want to go and visit it and see what it's about, right? Professional. So when it comes to sharing high quality content, this can mean a whole slew of things, right? Here are my checklists, right? I do love my lists. We have, does my brand, or does it align with my brand's interests? So if I'm creating, if I'm sharing content, I'm asking myself, does this align with my brand's interests? Next, I ask, does it provide any value? Is it valuable to me? Is it valuable to others? Right? Am I sharing this for good reason? Is it relevant? Not only is it relevant in the time that we're in, but is it also relevant to what my business is supposed to be reflecting, right? Then we're going to produce quality over quantity. We're not just going to be posting 5 times a day just because we feel like we have to, and it's just junk posts going out there, right? No, we're going to post things that matter. So it's important, before you do anything related to your social media, ask yourself these questions. And are there any questions where I'm like, if you guys have questions, just spit them out.
This might pop up later, but are you going to get into as far as equipment that people use? A lot
Equipment?
of people need calls and equipment, like I need this particular camera, I need this microphone, I need this.
We don't touch on that today, but give me after class and I can give you some recommendations on that.
Thank you.
Yep. So other things to keep in mind when we are marketing via social media is we want to stay authentic to ourselves, to our brand, to our business. We want to engage positively with others. Like, it can be a really dark place on the internet. It can be really, really dark. So we want to be that light approach, right? So we want to engage positively. We want to showcase our achievements, and this can be difficult for people, right? You don't want to get on there and be like, oh, I'm bragging. No, like, I want to see your wins. What are you doing good? Let's see it. If you can show examples of that work too, show those examples. Like, hey, look at this, I just built a chair. Oh, that's awesome. I'll build that for you. I'm gonna come over and sit on it. Yeah. You want to network strategically, right? So we want to connect with peers and participate in groups that once again align with our brand. And the brand is a direct reflection of you, so it has to align with you, right? And stay consistent. Stay consistent. We're also going to seek feedback. I'm going through the hard ones today, randomly. Seeking feedback. We're going to seek feedback from our peers, people we like, people we don't like, right? We're going to seek feedback from our mentors. And then we're going to be open to receiving that feedback and implementing it. Yeah, that's the hard one right there. Be open to it. Like, okay, yeah, you don't like my jacket today. That's fine. That's not feedback, right? That's just critical. We're going to be mindful of our tone, so we're going to keep it professional, keep it respectful, right? We are a direct reflection of our brand. So if you get in an argument on Facebook as your personal self, right, and 500 people see that argument, it's going to get wrapped right back around to your business, okay? Because once again, you are a direct reflection of your brand. And right there, that one little comment that you left on John Doe's page over here, it just lost you 15 clients, right, or customers. So be mindful of what you're posting. Be mindful of your tone. Even when you're responding to your own comments, right? When you have somebody who's like, well, I ripped a hole in those pants, they're cheaply made, right? You don't want to get on there and instigate that, right? You can be like, oh, I hate that for you. Why don't we privately message about how we can rectify that situation? Like maybe fix pants and new pair of pants, whatever you do. But take it off of a public site and take it into more of a personal connection, right? So it makes you look good. You're still handling that situation, you're not just burying it, right? Be mindful. So we're going to manage our online etiquette too. So again, be polite and respectful and think before you post. Take time, slow down, sleep on it, eat on it, right? And then come back to it. Yeah. Think before you post. What goes on the internet stays on the internet. I know that there's a few celebrities who can attest to that, right? They post something and they're like, oh, take it down. Oh, it's too late. 5 million people just screenshotted that. We're also going to learn and grow. We're going to stay informed and keep up with those industry trends. We're going to keep up with news and developments when it comes to like our business, our wheelhouse, right? We're going to embrace that learning mindset. Embrace it. Love it. Even though it hurts, it's uncomfortable, embrace it.
Question on stay consistent. So there can be the consistency from the branding, the messaging, and making sure you have consistency. The other side of it is consistency with posting. There are some places that almost post too much and they become annoying. Others that don't post enough,
Yeah.
or you kind of get out of them. Do you what have you found is a good? And I don't even know if that's what you meant by stay consistent.
Oh, it is,
The
yes.
timing of it, and if we get into later, it's fine. But I'm just curious because I feel like there's probably a sweet spot there. Because you want high quality content.
Yeah.
You want to see people enough that you're
Yeah.
so just
No, this is a question I actually get a lot is what does consistency look like, right? Are we talking about branding, which of course, yes, we are. Are we talking about how many times we're posting a week, a day, a month, whatever? Because there are businesses that overdo it with their consistency. My theory on it is do what works, right? So I want you to be consistent when you're posting. So if I only have the bandwidth to be posting 1 time a day, then I'm going to make it the same time of day and that 1 day a week every single week, right? Yeah. So kind of just, and then also check your analytics. Here's an analytics geek. Oh gosh. Check your analytics. It helps. Or hire somebody like the marketers here that can check those analytics for you and make sure that you're not putting all this work in for no result, right? So our analytics are going to show us what's working and what's not working. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, so another good tip though before we get past this slide right here is to monitor your online presence. Does anybody here have a Google alert set up for their themselves, for their business names? Yes, my people in the back. Oh yeah, yay! Amazing! Yeah, that's not good. Maybe if you are. If you do not have that set up, then I would be regularly Googling myself, my name, my business name, to see what's being said about me online and other places that I can't see, right? Okay, now, I'm sorry, I didn't see back there.
Okay. How do you set that up? That's one thing that, I don't know, that sounds like a great idea, but how do you?
Yeah, if you want to meet with me after this, I can show
do
you.
that? Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to touch very briefly, trying to keep track of my time here. I'm going to touch very briefly on content creation, right? And this, I think somebody asked this question earlier. somewhat content, but it doesn't really give you a whole lot of like equipment wise. But right now, for those of you who don't know, short form vertical video is ruling the world. Ruling the world, I can't even say it. So when it comes to video creation, these are my 3 favorite apps to use, right? So we have Splice. This is paid, but I do love it. We have CapCut, which there is a paid and free version, and then InShot. Another thing to keep in mind also when you're doing video editing, especially for businesses, it's okay to use these, also Canva, not sponsored. It's okay to use those platforms to edit your videos, but when it comes to the audio, be very, very careful. There has been a surge in lawsuits because people don't know that they cannot just take what they want on the internet, right? So when you're editing those videos, get your video, your text, your overlays, whatever, completely finished, then upload it to whatever site you're using. So say you have Meta Business Suite, which is Facebook and Instagram. That is going to protect you when it comes to the music, okay? So you can use the music that it suggests for you, and it's a safe place. You can use that with no repercussion. Same with like TikTok. TikTok's a wild, wild west. Be careful. Caution on TikTok. Love TikTok. I'm a big TikToker. We also love to batch content. I am a huge batch content kind of person. I am also a small business owner, so like I understand what it's like to wear all the many hats, right? So batching my content has been a game changer. I can spend 1 day a month batching all of my content for the next 30 days, set it and forget it, and never look at it again, right? That's not true. Because we engage with people, right? We're on those platforms engaging with others as we are posting. We're not posting and ghosting, but it's nice to have it set up where I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to post today? Right? Okay. So batching content requires a scheduler. Who here uses a scheduler for their content?
I use.
I love it. Go you guys. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I stopped using them because they start costing, or some of them was kind of difficult.
Mhm.
The ones that worked well for me stopped. I really loved Hootsuite, but they end up charging me $200 and some dollars. They're so high.
Yeah.
Are there any others that is inexpensive or free that works just as good as Hootsuite?
So depending on the platforms you use, Meta Business Suite, that'll take care of your Facebook and your Instagram for free. And it tracks your analytics.
Okay.
That's why it's up here, because it is the free version of
Okay.
things, right? Fluffer is also another good one.
What about Social Pilot?
Social Pilot, yep. Yep, I think we use Social Pilot with mid-continent stuff, so Social Pilot's a good one.
Are any of the free ones, those costs like Social Professional or LinkedIn would also be included, or is LinkedIn always a beast outside of social?
So I don't know about, I think Buffer does though.
Social Pilot.
Social Pilot, yeah.
Because I know one quote when I was looking at it, if I could do these, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah. I would be careful with LinkedIn because I'm not sure. It kind of gets buggy if you go far out. Like if you try to do a whole month, it gets weird. So just like maybe make a note or like an Excel spreadsheet
could
with
be
your
30
content.
days out.
Yeah. And if you use Canvas Scheduler, I believe that's one thing I cannot get over with. Canvas Scheduler is terrible. It's good. But anyway, these are two, they are paid versions, but it's easier to kind of manage everything all at once. All right. I also want to make sure you out of your state. First one, and you feel free to do this right now if you want to get your phones out and be proactive, right? We have a lot going on today, this whole week. Be proactive. You can take a picture, post a selfie with your neighbor or with the sign or with me, and caption it, pouring into my business today at GWKC. like that. Next one. We're going to post a picture or a video of a project that we're working on. And we're going to caption it, a behind the scenes look at our upcoming project. Super simple, super engaging. People are going to ask a ton of questions about what you're doing because we're nosy. I want to know what you're doing. Next, now this one's a difficult one, right? Because you're going to have to remember to capture the content as you go. But start in the morning and capture as much content as you can throughout the entire day. And then caption it, you caption your post a day in the life. And I know that these are like super popular on TikTok. Might be my guilty pleasure of watching people's day in the life videos. Next, post your personal headshot. Now, this should be done pretty frequently, if you ask me, in my opinion. I think you should be introducing or reintroducing you or your business, your brand, like quarterly, if you could. It's like evergreen content, right? Okay, next. Post photos or videos or images, whatever, of your new signs, new logos that you have made and caption it. Follow along for our branding or rebranding saga. Now, I just did this recently with my business, and let me tell you, people are brutal. But I posted a poll, and I was like, hey, which one do you guys like? And then I just carried that energy through every decision. So by the end of it, I think I made like one personal decision. I was like, yeah, I really like that. I'm going to use that one. The rest of it, my following made my decisions for me. So like I did my color, my logo, my fonts, everything with their approval. So now you're like, you liked it, so you have to engage with it when I start posting more. Okay, so I want to talk about brand awareness. Now, normally I would throw a game in here for you guys, and I have to give a shout out to Cynthia because she gave me this idea. In my original presentation, I have a brand game where you're supposed to identify your brand. But I took that out for time's sake because I'm talking a lot today and we only have 15 minutes left. But what I want to do is I want you guys to kind of just shout it out. I'm going to play this video. Hopefully it plays. I'm going to play this video, and I want you guys to shout out what you notice about Jack Stack's Instagram page.
Charge your phone.
Right? Listen, don't. You don't even know. We were having this problem earlier, so bear with me. The internet in here is not great. Anyway, we can still do this without seeing the whole page. What do you guys notice? Food. What is it?
The brand.
The brand, yeah.
The blurry video.
The blurry video, thank you. Yeah, that one right there. I think they're gonna put some barbecue in there maybe, right?
I feel like there's a color scheme. I mean, just kind of see what you can see. It looks like the gray background. So you've got pop of color. Looks to be consistent.
Yes, yes. And you could see the whole page, I promise you. If you want to get your phones out and look up Jack Stack right now, it's pretty consistent with their branding. So when I'm scrolling through my Instagram, I do have a lot of food pages on there, and you're going to notice it too. When you're scrolling through there though, and I see that barbecue pop up, or I see that maroon and black color, I'm immediately stopping and I'm like, oh, that's Jack Stack, what do they got? I'm a little hungry, a little peckish, could eat some Jack Stack. But I know it's them based on their branding. Okay. Next one. Casey's. What do we notice about this?
The chicken. Rooster.
The chicken. I'm gonna give you a hint right here, right? They're not famous for their gas. Pizza! And if you can see their whole page, it's like a thing with pizza. You can see there's pizza down here and there's more pizza down here, but you just can't see it. So if you get out your phone, if you have permission, and look up Casey's Instagram page, you're gonna see that their branding is consistent, right? They have the red and the black and pizza. A lot of pizza. They don't even mention gas in their bio.
They utilize influencers.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give a shout out to me. Right? I feel like I'm pretty good today. Just to toot my own little horn. This is Square One's Instagram page, and please, everyone, feel free to visit our Instagram page, right? Drop a like, comment, engage a little bit, share with friends. No, but our branding is the blue, the black, and the white. So my goal when it comes to presenting Square One is that I want that consistent branding where when I'm scrolling through my phone or when you're scrolling through your phone and you see that blue, black, and white, you're stopping because you're like, oh, that's Square One. What do they got going on today? Like, I'm interested in that. I want to know. Right? Without seeing my logo, I want you to know it's me. So I'm going to have consistent branding, and this is across all platforms, not just Instagram. We're going to have consistent branding. This leads me to step 3, developing a positive social media mindset. Now we're going to zoom through this. I think we're running out of time. So it's important to acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to your social media marketing, right? So today I kind of hope that you guys take away tidbits, right, that kind of help you develop that better understanding of what social media is for your business. But it's important to also understand that developing that mindset is a game changer. So we're going to talk about digital well-being. Now this is a state of one's overall health, both mental and physical, in the context of digital or online activities. Now, it encompasses the conscious and intentional use of digital technologies to promote healthy balance between offline and online life. Now, it's important to keep this in mind when you're starting your journey into content creation. Having that healthy relationship with social media can actually increase your productivity. Okay? Burnout is real. I have to do social media every single day. I have to interact with social media every day. I get paid to do that. Burnout is real. I also can attest, I've been in marketing for 6 years. I can attest that I am most productive when I take my phone at the end of the day, I turn it off, set it down, and forget about it. Let go of it. Doom scrolling, you can get stuck doom scrolling and you don't feel any better about yourself. You're not present with your family. You're not present with your life, your friends. Being present is what gives you an eye for what's good content. And you can't see that if you're glued to your phone, creating or engaging, right? So it's important to have that balance. So I want to encourage all of you to be authentic, right? We're going to be authentic. We're going to be ourselves. We're going to share personal stories, not private stories. I want to also talk about, does everybody here know the difference between personal and private? I'm sure. I mean, I've been on Facebook, so I know that that's not everybody knows that, right? So personal would be like your hobbies, your interests, things you care about. That's personal to you. Private's like, I don't know, showing like a picture of the weird mole on your back. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or like the results of your last colonoscopy. That's private. We don't want to know that. Keep it to yourself. Share it with your spouse. Tell your neighbor. Don't put it on social media. We also want to highlight our values so you can attract like-minded people and you can build that community. Now, I hate to even mention it, but Taylor Swift, anybody in here like a big Taylor Swift fan? Yes, I think you were my class earlier and you're like, Taylor Swift, the Hallmark movie!
I have an 8-year-old and 10-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift has done one thing incredibly well. She has built an entire community based off of her website. It's like intense and insane. It's all of it. It's crazy. Build your community. Go out there and find those people who are going to support you and love you and keep going back to you for business. Build those communities. You also got to show vulnerability. And this is a hard one. Actually, I was talking about how when you're presenting, when you're presenting today, and I don't like presenting. It's not my favorite thing to do. But I'm up here being uncomfortable and growing, right? But I was talking with somebody today about being vulnerable helps build connections with people, right? Because you don't want somebody that's perfect to come up here and share with you guys because you're like, oh man, I can't do that. You want somebody that's going to be able to engage and be comfortable enough to go up and have a conversation with them. And that's honestly the best piece of advice I've been given at GEW today. Be authentic. It's okay to make mistakes. It connects people. We're humans, right? We're also going to use visual storytelling. I can't believe I've been through this entire presentation and haven't said it yet. Social media is a platform for telling stories. That's crazy. It's not. I don't want you to sell to me 24/7. No. I want to know what you're doing in life. Right? I want you to tell me a story about how your business grew and I want to grow with you. So tell that story. Take your time to tell that story. That goes back to your vulnerability, right? We're going to be vulnerable and we're going to tell our story. We're going to connect with people. And we're going to be consistent. Be consistent. We're also going to connect offline. Now, this is kind of weird. Be careful when you're connecting offline, please. There's some crazies out there. But connecting offline can help strengthen those relationships that we're building with people. So we want to connect offline. Easy as that. Now your branding can help with all of these things right here, right? Because we're going to be authentic with our branding, right? We're going to be consistent with our branding. We're going to tell a story with our branding. This should really be a class about branding, honestly, but here we are. So we're kind of at the end here, but I think it's important to understand what mindful consumption is. So mindful consumption refers to the intentional and conscious awareness that individuals apply to their choices and behaviors when interacting with products, services, or information. Now, mindful consumption in regards to social media can look a few different ways. One, we're going to set boundaries with our usage. Now, does anybody here have an iPhone? A lot of people. I don't know if Android does this because I'm not an Android user, but iPhone allows you to set limits on your social media usage. Anybody else here use that? Has anybody else here hit the ignore button 500 times throughout the day? That's me. Anyway, it works for those who have boundaries. Try it. We're also going to curate our feed to align with our interests and values, right? This protects our well-being. So we don't want to get on there and get triggered every single time we open our app. It's not worth it. There's so many things to be upset about in life. You don't want to open your social media when you're trying to relax and see something that's just terribly upsetting. We're going to be selective with our notifications. Like I said, I've been in marketing for 6 years. I don't let my notifications be on. All of my notifications are off all the time. Boundaries. It used to rule my world, honestly, because I'd get a like notification or a comment notification, and immediately I'd be having a conversation with my husband that was extremely important. I'd get that little ding, and then I'm like, oh, sorry. We're also going to practice digital detoxing. Now, has anybody here practiced digital detox? Yes, ma'am.
I started Monday, I'm going to the 10th year
Yes,
of social media just to connect my thoughts.
yes. It's good. I wish I could do a whole year. I cannot. I'm like a weekend, like, maybe a weekend quarterly, and I'll turn my phone off and I'll, go camping or something. Connect with nature.
Do you connect?
Yeah, do you know how many times like I'll delete the app off my phone and then how many times like I open my phone looking for the app and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not. So, content consumption. We're going to try to avoid mindlessly scrolling. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to set intentions for our usage. So like, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to spend 30 minutes engaging with others. That's my intention. I set an alarm, I spend my 30 minutes engaging with others, and then I get off the platform. Or I'm only on there to post my content, my batch content. I'm going to post my batch content for the month, and then I'm going to get off. That's my intention. And then you don't get stuck scrolling for hours, and then the next thing you know is that your entire day's been spent on social media. We're going to avoid that. We're going to promote positive interactions. Positivity. We are happy. Not toxic positivity. But we're happy, right? We're good. We're positive. We're peaceful. We are going to practice empathy. Now, this is a big one. And I feel like I'm going to say it, but everybody should know it by now. What you say and do has an impact on others. Let me say that one more time. What you say and do has an impact on others. Even online, even behind a computer screen. Be empathetic. Feel for people. Understand them. We're going to limit our comparison. They say comparison is the thief of joy, and I believe it. You're doing great. You're doing good. You are good enough. Who you are is good enough. And lastly, we're going to develop media literacy. Okay, so we're able to discern reliable information from crap. So by doing these things, we're able to cultivate a more positive and intentional online experience that aligns with our well-being, which is extremely important, right? Because we have 100,000 things to be thinking about as business owners. We shouldn't be worried about social media. This is a tool to get leads to pay your bills, to feed your families. Okay, I had to end on a heavy note. I'm sorry about that, guys. Really sorry. So, since I am here on behalf of Square One's Mid-Continent Public Library System, we do have a fun little survey for everyone. Yay! It keeps us funded and free, so you can come and visit me anytime. Oh, here's also this screen right here is how to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. It is fully free, thanks to your taxpaying dollars.
No cost.
No cost. I like that. That's a better phrase. No cost to you. You can come and have a one-on-one meeting with me, and we can strategically plan your marketing. Right? We also have a business librarian. His name is Kelly Head, and I'm gonna say, if you do not have a business plan in place, you have no business marketing. It's important. Okay, this is a good thing. Kelly's face is gonna come up, right? We just scroll past him, ignore him. Unless you don't have a business plan, then you please book with him first. But if you keep scrolling, there I am. You're welcome. All right, we have no minutes left, but if anybody has any questions, I can take 30 seconds and answer. Okay. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to me talk.